Hey, welcome to the Big Bite here on BritAsia TV with me, Sunny, and my lovely wife, Shay.
And as we always do on the Big Bite, lots to come. Later on, we're going to be talking about food, so if you're feeling hungry, make sure you're tuned for that. Plus, we're going to talk about our favourite subject, which is film, and we will have a celebrity guest. But as we always start off the show, this morning we have a guest, and we're joined by Amit Kainth. He's here to talk to us about his new book, The Gift. It says The Gift, 7 Laws of Success. So, Amit, thanks so much for joining us this morning. 7 Laws of Success. Get closer to the truth, it says on the front page. What is the book all about? Is this going to make our lives better and more successful?
Well, it will. You know what? Let me tell you why I wrote the book. I mean, at the age of 25, I went into business. And I made a lot of money very, very quickly. When I say, you know, basically I had villas abroad, and my guys in my office are driving Porsches, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Aston Martins.
Nice.
I had every business you can imagine. At the age of 30, I lost everything. What took me several years to build up, I lost it like in the space of months. Everything just went like through me like dominoes. It's like bang, 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 just lost everything. You know, and nothing I could do could, you know, basically I couldn't hold on to anything that I had. And that was in 2009, and basically I lost everything. And that year in 2009, I was actually declared bankrupt.
Wow.
Physically wiped off the board. Wiped off the board, and then I was basically so low, then in fact, then I went actually in hospital in 2010 and I nearly lost my life.
My goodness.
So when I came out of hospital, I started to question everything. You know, who gave me the wealth in the first place? You know, who made me bankrupt? Who made me lose everything? Who put me in hospital? Who saved my life in hospital? Because the doctors actually couldn't believe that actually, you know, I came out, you know, kind of, you know, if you like, from even not even having no operation at all.
So can I ask you, if you don't mind, sharing this information with us, why did you go to hospital? What was that thing? I can understand the wealth, because a lot of people have businesses and a lot of people go up and down in business, and they say, you know, if you don't lose in business, you haven't actually done business well, because you learn from your mistakes in business. What was the one thing that you can't control, which is your health? Because if you have an ailment, you have to go and get it fixed.
That's
If
right.
you don't mind sharing with us, what was the actual diagnosis?
Basically, I was internally bleeding, and that was down to stress.
Right.
And basically having everything, and then having lost everything, and then kind of, you know, basically really feeling low. And I was really, really stressed. And that's what really caused me to then internally bleed, and then I went into hospital. But if you ask me, between the age of 25 and 30, was I successful? Yes. Was I happy? No. Was I actually at peace? No. I was always forever chasing. And then and did I believe in God? No. Did I believe in karma? No. When I came out of hospital, I then started to question actually what is going on. I then started to read all these scriptures, and I found that there was common laws between all these scriptures.
So scriptures you are talking about, are we talking about the actual holy books?
Yes, the holy books.
Or
like
are you talking about the stories that go alongside it?
No, these are like spiritual scriptures like the Bible, the Vedas, the Gita. All these spiritual scriptures, in fact, have common laws. I then put those common laws into place, and I made 10 times the wealth back in the space of 2 years. But this time around, Sunny and Shay, I am more happier and a lot more content. Right? Now, this is when I'll put pen to paper. I then wrote the book. One of the biggest publishers, Austin McCauley, snapped it up, and now it's internationally published. And then basically, and I tell you something, I can guarantee you this. You implement 30% of the gift into your life today, and you can measure it. Watch where you'll be in 6 months. Okay,
so let's, the gift you talk about to implement in your life, it is your book, right? And in this, there is 7 laws, you said.
Yeah.
Right, so it starts off with the 7 laws. That's what it starts off with, right there. Tell me 2 of the ones that I should implement in my life, in my line of work, because I'm in, you know, presenting, hosting, and
being married.
And being married as well. So, you know, how can I be happy doing that, even though I am really happy doing this, because you can see I'm always smiling.
Glad to hear it.
And so, what should I implement in my life, in my line of work? Because everyone has a different line of work. There's people out there who, my uncles who go and do business. There's some of my other parts of my family who work, you know, in the blue collar, manual labor.
I'm going to start with one of the fundamental law, the real law. The first law is meditation. Okay. Meditation. What you got to realize, Sunny and Shay, that there is a power that created this universe, and the stars, and the moon, and this earth. Okay, and when I had my awakening after my hospital, that's when I realized that there is a power that created this earth. Part of that creation lies inside of all of us. Okay, call it soul, call it energy, call it high consciousness, call it God, call it divine, call it light, call it what you like, but it resides inside of every single one of us.
Okay.
once you attach that soul power, energy, what you want to call it, once you understand that and once you start listening to it, it's telling you, right, Sunny, go left, go right, go up, go down, but you don't listen to it. Tell you why. Because your mind is so strong in terms of the 5 evil forces, I call them evil forces, they're controlling what you do, not you. So let me explain who's controlling you. Greed, lust, attachment, pride, and anger. Once you eliminate those 5 forces, there's going to be if you like, a voice inside of you telling you what to do. Right, Sunny, you need to go and do this. Sunny, you need to go and do that. And it's when but you're not able to listen to that voice, or you suppress it because your mind is so strong in the social media in terms of what needs to be done, socializing everything. So let me give an example.
Yes.
Let's just say.
I like examples.
Okay. So I had one guy on my show, basically, who can prove to you that you have an energy aura around you and tell you what your colors are.
Right.
What we've got to realize that in this world, you can only exist in a physical body.
Yes.
But there is what we call a spiritual warfare in this world.
Right.
Okay.
What does that mean? That in the day, the physical eyes can't see it. The energy around you is real. The energy inside you is real.
Right.
You just physically got to attach yourself to it, because it's then that is that soul, if you like I said to you, okay, call it, you know, if you don't want to call it God, call it
no, call it what you like. I'm just asking you from that point of view. As soon as you say that, some people of our listeners might switch off.
That's okay.
That's all. That's the only reason I'm saying. Yeah.
Our viewers.
Our viewers.
If you look at it, then if in the concept of this, okay, let's imagine now it is real. Okay.
Yes.
And once you grasp that, once you attach yourself to that power,
yes,
that power is then going to take you to your soul destination. Now, what I'm trying to say is that everybody here has a soul destination. You have a soul destination. You have a soul destination. Everyone's unique. Everyone's different.
But this is not related in any way to religion. So just to kind of clarify for anyone watching,
energy. This is
all about positivity. It's all about bettering yourself as an individual. You could be Muslim, Hindu, Sikh, Christian, Buddhist, Jain, any faith. But this is not about that, right? No. This is more about those
connecting inside to the power
with yourself and the better person, the better you.
That's right, exactly.
Right.
Because
I have to say, I'm just going to come in on this because there's a lot to talk about and there's not enough time. Chapter 6 was a chapter that I found very interesting in your book when we were reading through the book. And I think this is something that actually sometimes we can all fall victim to. But I wanted to pose a question to you about this, because chapter 6 says, stay around positive souls. And you say the reason for this is because when we are interacting with these types of people, we feel better, we feel happier, and we generally feel on top of the world. Right. And I think that's a really interesting point, because sometimes, you know, life is so busy, it doesn't matter, you know, let's move religion out of it. Life can be so busy. If you're around negative people, you feel negative. But what I wanted to ask you, when you say surround yourself with positive souls, what happens when you are living with a family, let's say a large family, or you're married into a family, you're really positive, you've got positive people, but there's that negative energy there.
Yes.
And there's that negative energy from somebody, they may not be giving it to you, but they themselves are just not a positive person.
That's right.
You can't eliminate them because they're your family.
Exactly.
What do you do in that kind of a situation? Because that's something I think people watching BritAsia right now will relate to.
That's right. Okay, well, let me explain to the concept of positive souls. Positive souls, what you've got to realize that we are like aeroplanes. We need, you know, lift, thrust, weight, and drag to take off.
Right.
Okay? We need to spend, and this is the rule, you need to spend 80% of your time around people that are going to be positive and people going to lift you and thrust you.
Right.
20% of your time, they're going to give you weight and drag. Let me explain what you need to do. I would do this. I would basically take a sheet of paper, write down all the relationships you've got in your life.
So physically write them down.
Physically write down all the relationships.
Okay.
Okay. I don't want you to write 1 to 10, but next to the name, I want you to write the first thing that comes into mind, positive or negative. Right. Right? Once you then, I then want you to analyze how much of your time in the week, percentage-wise, and this is why you can measure the gift.
Yeah.
How much percentage-wise are you hanging around positive people? And if it's not 80%, you need to tilt it.
Wow.
Okay. Now. Here's this concept. Now, let's imagine you're living with somebody that is negative.
Yeah.
Then all I'm saying is, part of the book is say, just don't go into deep conversation with them about your ideas, because they will talk you out something from doing something great.
Amazing.
So all I'm saying is, let's live on the surface with them.
Yeah.
But the people that are going to lift and thrust you, then share your ideas with them. Give them, you know, tell them, you know, then they will be on the similar energy levels as you. You know? So it's a very fundamental law of positive.
So it's that whole idea of having, if you have someone who's negative around you, then they're going to give you negative thoughts. If you've got an idea, you're not going to go forward with that idea.
Right. Exactly.
It's an interesting perspective.
I'm telling you, we're running out of time as always.
Well, one quick thing before we go, right?
Yes.
Go on.
I'm going to actually prove this now. This actually works.
Okay.
And I'm now, on Pearson Anderson, which is my company,
Yes.
I am now going to basically take 50 partners
Right.
in the UK,
Yep.
get them into business
Yep.
with me, 50 partners, and prove to them that implementing the gift, in 2 years, they'll have a business that turns over 1 million and they'll
Amazing.
be peaceful and successful.
Wow.
So is this you now inviting any of our viewers here
Yes,
on BritAsia
yeah.
TV? If anyone wants to get in contact with you, because I think it is all about bettering your inner self, which then is going to affect those around you, right?
That's right, yeah.
So if anyone is thinking, wow, starting a business, making $1 million in 2 years, we might join you. Well, what are the details? How can people get in
Well, if
touch?
you want to get in contact, then basically you log on to pearsonanderson.co.uk, or you can ring 0116 2855 200 and speak to Sonia, and she's doing the screening process for these 50 new partners to come into my life, and I will show them by implementing the gift they'll have a business that turns over 1 million in the space of 2 years and be peaceful and happier.
Amit, such a pleasure having you in the
Thank you,
studio. The book is called Amit Kaint, The Gift, 7 Laws of Success, Get Closer to the Truth, and it's available online and all very good bookshops out there.